human brain is the most complex and powerful organ in the known universe. It controls everything we think, feel, and experience. But what is consciousness, and how does the brain generate it? We'll start by examining the different scientific theories of consciousness, from the integrated information theory to the global workspace theory. We'll explore how these theories propose that consciousness arises from different processes within the brain. We will hear from experts in neuroscience who have dedicated their careers to understanding how the brain generates consciousness, such as Giulio Tononi and Stanislas Dehaene. We'll examine Tononi's integrated information theory that proposes that consciousness arises from the amount of integrated information generated by the brain, while Dehaene's global workspace theory suggests that consciousness arises from the brain's ability to integrate information and broadcast it to other regions of the brain. We will examine how consciousness is affected by various neurological conditions like epilepsy, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's disease, and explain how studying these conditions has provided insight into the relationship between brain function and consciousness. For example, epilepsy is characterized by abnormal electrical activity in the brain, which can cause altered states of consciousness, while Parkinson's disease affects the brain's dopamine levels, which can lead to changes in consciousness and mood. We will also explore how technological advancements like brain imaging and neurostimulation are expanding our understanding of consciousness, and discuss the ethical implications of consciousness research, including questions around the use of consciousness-altering drugs and the potential for neurotechnologies to manipulate consciousness. There are many different scientific theories of consciousness, each proposing a unique way in which consciousness arises from various processes within the brain. One such theory is the integrated information theory proposed by neuroscientist Giulio Tononi. According to Tononi, consciousness arises from the amount of integrated information generated by the brain. In other words, consciousness emerges when the different parts of the brain work together to create a unified, integrated experience. Another theory is the global workspace theory, proposed by cognitive psychologist Stanislas Dehaene. This theory suggests that consciousness arises from the brain's ability to integrate information and broadcast it to other regions of the brain. Essentially, consciousness emerges when information is shared across the brain's different functional areas. To better understand these theories, we can look at how different neurological conditions affect consciousness. For example, epilepsy is characterized by abnormal electrical activity in the brain, which can cause altered states of consciousness, from mild confusion to full-blown seizures. Parkinson's disease affects the brain's dopamine levels, which can lead to changes in consciousness and mood. Advancements in technology have also allowed us to gain new insights into consciousness. Brain imaging techniques like functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI, and electroencephalography, EEG, allow researchers to study brain activity in real time and track the patterns of neural activity that underlie conscious experience. Neurostimulation, which involves using electrical or magnetic fields to modulate brain activity, has also shown promise in altering states of consciousness and treating conditions like depression and chronic pain. While these developments have expanded our understanding of consciousness, they also raise ethical questions around the use of consciousness-altering drugs and neurotechnologies to manipulate consciousness. As we continue to explore the science of consciousness, we must carefully consider these ethical implications and the potential impact on our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. While the science of consciousness focuses on the brain and its processes, the philosophy of consciousness takes a more abstract approach, exploring the relationship between consciousness and the self. One of the oldest and most influential philosophical perspectives on consciousness is dualism, which suggests that consciousness is a separate, non-physical entity that exists independently of the brain and body. This view has been challenged by materialism, which proposes that consciousness arises solely from the physical processes of the brain and body. Another perspective is idealism, which suggests that consciousness is the fundamental nature of reality and that the physical world is a mere illusion. This view is often associated with the teachings of philosophers like Plato and Immanuel Kant. The relationship between consciousness and the self is also a central theme in the philosophy of consciousness. John Locke's theory of personal identity proposes that consciousness is the foundation of personal identity, and that our sense of self is tied to our conscious experiences. In contrast, Derek Parfit's theory of personal identity suggests that personal identity is not tied to consciousness, but rather to psychological continuity and connectedness. Other theories, like eliminative materialism, challenge the very notion of the self, suggesting that both consciousness and the self are illusions created by the brain. Buddhist philosophy takes a similar approach, proposing that the self is an illusion and that consciousness arises from a chain of causal factors. These philosophical perspectives have influenced different cultures and traditions, from the Buddhist concept of no self to the Hindu concept of Atman. By exploring these perspectives, we can gain a deeper understanding of the nature of consciousness and its role in shaping our sense of self and our place in the world. Altered states of consciousness are those that differ from our normal waking state and can be induced by a variety of factors such as meditation, sleep, drugs, or trauma. Meditation is one of the most common ways to induce an altered state of consciousness and has been shown to have numerous benefits for mental health and well-being. Research has shown that regular meditation can reduce stress and anxiety, improve attention and focus, and even change the structure and function of the brain. Sleep is another important altered state of consciousness that we experience every day. During sleep, the brain undergoes various changes in activity, and different stages of sleep are associated with different types of consciousness, from deep sleep to vivid dreams. Drugs can also induce altered states of consciousness, such as those caused by psychedelic drugs like LSD or psilocybin. These experiences are often described as profound and life-changing, and have been the subject of increasing scientific interest in recent years. Other experiences, such as near-death experiences, can also induce altered states of consciousness, and have been the subject of much debate and speculation in both scientific and religious circles. By exploring these different altered states of consciousness, we can gain a better understanding of the complexity of the human mind and how it can be altered by external factors. We can also examine how these altered states can affect mental health and well-being, and explore the potential benefits of practices like meditation and mindfulness. Our understanding of consciousness has important implications for society and the world at large. By examining these implications, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the ways in which consciousness shapes our lives and our interactions with others. One area in which consciousness can inform society is education. By understanding the brain and how it generates consciousness, we can develop more effective teaching methods that are tailored to the individual needs of each student. Politics is another area where consciousness research can have a significant impact. By studying the neural mechanisms that underlie our decision-making processes, we can gain new insights into how people make political decisions and develop policies that are better suited to the needs of different populations. Economics is also a field that can benefit from a greater understanding of consciousness. By examining the role of consciousness in economic decision-making, we can develop more effective policies that take into account the complexities of human behavior and decision-making. Digital technologies and social media also have important implications for consciousness and society. These technologies have been shown to affect attention span, sense of self, and relationships with others. By exploring these effects, we can gain a better understanding of how to use technology in ways that are beneficial for society and the world at large. As we continue to explore the ethical implications of consciousness research, we must carefully consider questions around privacy, autonomy, and control. By balancing the potential benefits of consciousness research with these ethical considerations, we can ensure that our understanding of consciousness is used in ways that benefit society and improve the lives of people around the world. As our understanding of consciousness continues to grow, we may unlock new insights that can help shape a better future for ourselves and for generations to come. One area where consciousness research is showing particular promise is in the field of health and well-being. By studying the effects of consciousness-altering practices like meditation and mindfulness, we can develop new treatments for mental health conditions like depression and anxiety. Education is another area where consciousness research can make a significant impact. By developing new teaching methods that take into account the neural mechanisms of consciousness, we can create more effective and personalized learning experiences for students of all ages. Space exploration is another area where consciousness research can have exciting implications. By studying the effects of altered states of consciousness in space, we can gain new insights into how the human mind adapts to extreme environments and develop new techniques for supporting astronaut well-being on long-duration missions. As we look to the future of consciousness research, it's important that we consider the ethical implications of new developments. Questions around privacy, autonomy, and control will continue to be important as we explore new ways to study and manipulate consciousness. Ultimately, the study of consciousness holds immense potential for transforming our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. As we continue to explore the mysteries of the brain and the nature of consciousness, we may unlock new insights that can help shape a better future for ourselves and for generations to come. Throughout this documentary, we have delved into the fascinating and complex topic of consciousness. Exploring its many intricacies and implications for ourselves and the world around us. From the scientific study of the brain to the philosophical examination of the self, we have seen that consciousness is a multifaceted and dynamic phenomenon that has captivated thinkers for centuries. We have also explored the potential implications of consciousness research for society and the world at large. From education and politics to health and well-being. As we conclude our journey of exploration, we must reflect on the ways in which our understanding of consciousness can help shape a better future for ourselves and for generations to come. By exploring the mysteries of the brain and the nature of consciousness, we may unlock new insights that can transform our understanding of the world and help us to create a more compassionate, equitable, and sustainable future. But with these exciting possibilities come important ethical considerations. As we continue to explore consciousness and its potential implications, we must carefully consider questions around privacy, autonomy, and control, and ensure that our research is conducted in a way that benefits society and respects the dignity of all human beings. In the end, the study of consciousness represents a journey of discovery and exploration. One that has the potential to transform our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. We invite you to continue this journey, to explore the mysteries of consciousness, and to consider the ways in which our growing understanding of consciousness can help us create a better world for all. Thank you for joining us on this journey of exploration and discovery.